I believe, every day's a good day when you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in. How are you guys doing? Crucial Blue, Mydraw, Roke the Archivist, Zen, Wandering Pick, thank you for the sub. Welcome in. How are you guys doing? Oh, man. I am ready to be back painting. Yeah, long time. Yeah, no kidding. Jeez. Alright. Let's jump in. Yeah, I have a little paint flake here. Get that off. Alright, so here's the deal. I'm going to try to start working on some of Conrad Kurz's basing. I believe I base coated this in drab brown, I think was my color. So we're going to try to build it up into like khaki is what we're trying to do. In bed trying to sleep, just want to jump in and say I want absolutely nothing. Oh, that's too bad. That's alright, man. Hey, you know what, Wandering Pick? Your mini looks awesome, and you put good effort into it, and I think your results were incredible. And the fact that it was also fluorescent was super cool and should have won you the whole competition anyway. But yeah, you had some solid looking minis, dude. Too bad. Either A, you have some insane painters in your local group, or B, your judges are blind. Alright, we also have this little third piece here. So I think what I'm gonna do... Hey, Misfit. Thank you for the sub. Okay. Yeah, you do have a really cool looking mini. Yeah. You know what? That mini's not gonna go away anytime soon, right? So you got some cool stuff. Okay, man, I have some new colors. What am I gonna mess with here? I want to get to this color. But let's see. Yeah, because if I use drab brown, I have this. See, that's this green brown. Well, let's take a look at this. I got dark green brown and green brown. I guess those ones go well together. I'm not even on the camera. Oh my lord. This is all messed up. Store's going to AMP Paints, and he looked confused. Oh, really? Yeah, because they marketed their paints stupid. That's on, I put that squarely on, Monument. We mix these. Same painters, yeah. Yeah, absolutely, put those pictures in. Thank you, Misfit, I appreciate it. I hope you all have been doing well. It has been a crazy couple of weeks for me, but I don't know. Maybe it was needed, you know, a little break. Not quite like on my terms as I wanted, but I got a break nonetheless. So I'm not going to be unhappy about it. We're going to try to do a little 50-50 mix of these, and I'm going to start dry brushing. I need to get out a decent dry brush, though. Yeah, we got this big ratty one here. We'll do the damp brush. Belios both said they want to drop in a chat tonight. Oh, cool. Very cool. It would be really cool to have them. Man, it's good to be back. It's good to see everybody. And as in seeing your names on the screen, I guess. Put the pictures in general. Okay. Holy cow. Alright. Okay. Yeah, you got some solid painters. I mean, look at that. What's the random Wraith Lord in the bottom right, like posing? Crazy. Did someone submit a piece of terrain? Is that what that is in the back? Wait, what? The Wraith Lord won? No. No, it didn't. No way. That's gotta be a meme. That's gotta be the meme. I'm sure it's fantastically painted. Okay, there's a Tyranid on top of the turret. I just see this big, like, chunk of tower. That's crazy. Yeah, you do have some great painters in your, Oh, yeah, I see the Tzeentch Shaman. Great. Yeah. That's alright, man. Hey, I'm proud of you for sticking to it and getting that mini done, so great job. Alright, we're gonna mix up some paint and we're gonna try to do some dry brushing. Let's see. Maybe I'll build up some dry brush layers and then work back down. I don't know. I forget how to use a paintbrush, guys. It's been too long. So, any fun news happen? While I was gone, any cool stuff going on in the world? Guess in the world of miniature gaming. Nothing at all? Okay. 2 draws. That's wild. Yeah. So you're saying the one guy, he like didn't even engage you? He just stayed away the whole time? Your second opponent? Oh, you stayed away. Oh, weird. Okay. Okay. Vote. Does that have absolutely no feedback or anything? Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of how it is when you do that. I mean, I like the public vote for it. You know, there's more like community with it and everything, but I get it. I get it where there can be issues with that. Plumbing let go. Oh, that sucks. That sucks, man. Hope may your repairs be cheap and fast. I'm tired of spending money on things. +1, 2 rounds. Round 1 moved up a bit. Round 2, okay. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, yeah. So you stayed away from him to get rid of his buffs. But he wasn't moving fast enough to do anything? Is that... I feel like he could have ran his minis and got up the board faster. He was probably playing a little cagey too. But can't do that as a demon player. Oh, he took the Nurgle ones and they can't run. Oh, that's too bad. Interesting. Liking this color as a dry brush, but we'll continue on just to get a little... Probably should do it heavier, I think. Yeah, that's what I should be doing. I'm wiping off too much paint. I need to differentiate the the sandy part with the rest of it. Types an objective under their last model. Game ends when there's 5 on the board. Weird. Okay. I don't remember ever playing that objective. That's crazy. Huh. Yeah, the power claw. Ant on my desk. Why are there ants back already? Get away, ants. Not ready for you to be here. Hey, bicycles fish. What a name. Yeah, dude, I wanted to be there, but man, I've had so much going on these past couple weeks, and I have not had a break. And today also wasn't a break because I realized yesterday that I had a different social commitment that was happening today. I thought was going on Monday, and so I had to be out and doing stuff today anyway. But so that kind of sucks. So it was like ended up being like a lose-lose. But yeah, I understand. I would have loved to be out there. I've been wanting to play Heresy. I am so popular. Yep. It's exhausting. I don't want people to know me. Get out of here. Hey, Hobby ADHD. Welcome back in yourself. How you doing? You shred murder straight. Yeah, it's a good power claw. Yeah, I agree. It's just like a slightly better power fist. What's really good about that is the shred makes it really good against dreadnoughts, because you're gonna wound a contemptor on like a 3, but getting that shred into the 3 with the AP2 built in and everything is really good. And Murderous Strike could give you extra wounds against it. Like, there's really good synergies. When it comes to the that and killing dreadnoughts, which may all be irrelevant here very soon. So who knows? We're gonna see. I did see this week there's supposed to be some rules previews. Whether that is showing rules that we haven't seen yet for New Heresy or not, that's up in the air. But I'm excited to finally see some rules for the game. No one else took a dreadnought? No way. Well, okay. You said there were only like 6 people there. I saw at least two Mechanicum players, and then there was a Demons player. So that's half the players. And then there was what, Death Guard, yourself, and who else was there? Edition box. We're gonna Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon. Yeah. Oh man, I saw your crazy mini haul, Hobby HD. I'm super jealous, man. You got some crazy minis, crazy stuff. Okay, the World Eater. Yeah, okay. I know the World Eaters player. He's a super nice guy. It really was a bunch of traitors, wasn't it? It wasn't a lot of loyalists. Okay. Just laying down a little base up a dry brush. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's really cool. Your iron hands look gorgeous, by the way. I hate that I have to say those words, but you have some amazing looking minis. You guys are incredible painters. We got Misfit painting up those World Eaters that look insane. I wanted to tell you, Misfit, your Terminators that you painted, the Cataphracti that you just painted, I think you used like the perfect amount of blood on them. I think that's something that's really hard to get right, but I love like the blood effects that you put on. I think you did a great job with them, and the minis look incredible anyway. Blood or no blood, they look fantastic. Yeah, and I think that's appropriate. We talked to me for a while between games, like 5 traders and a loyalist. Yeah, that's great. The loyalist Mechanicum player, like holding the line. Didn't want to go overboard. That's, yeah, I think that's appropriate. You know, and if the Heresy game ever gets into like late Heresy World Eaters, that's when you start getting like the blood-soaked units and stuff. Or if you get like, what are they, the Rampagers or something? The Terminator armored dudes with the axes that just go crazy. Those are the guys that you start putting a lot of blood on. I did finish Andor, yeah. Yep. Incredible show. Best, by far the best show Disney has put out. But that is the highest quality Star Wars I think we'll probably ever see. Ranky Fingers, what's going on, man? Guys, yell at me if I'm not in focus here or in frame. I had to move my camera all around and like everything's all off, so I'm trying to like reset myself. I also yeah, I have to do a lot in my room here, my workroom. It's done with Star Wars before I watch season 2. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, such a good show. Space Wolf playing friend decided she likes Sisters of Silence, wants to mix them with their Space Wolves. Yeah, you know why she decided that. She's like, well, if you're gonna play Thousand Sons, hey, just keep in mind, nobody knows, well, very few people know what the rules are gonna end up being like, so Sisters of Silence can continue to be garbage, who knows. Also, a fun thing about Sisters of Silence in the Heresy game, they die really easy to bolter fire. And just like the Thousand Sons learned on Prospero, you can just shoot them. and then they don't mess with you. It's crazy. Paint some Iron Hands Salamanders a couple weeks after. Yeah. I'm excited. Man, there's a big part of me that wants to get that set for my son eventually, you know, to paint some Salamanders and stuff, but I'm gonna paint the Thousand Sons. Cast gun on it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just this neo casual 75 caliber bullet. No big deal. Yeah, granted I never played against Sisters of Silence in Heresy, like on the table, but yeah, I do know that you don't have to use psychic powers every turn. In fact, it's better, I think, as a I don't know, in a gameplay standpoint, if you're like actually trying to win, to not use psychic powers all the time. So I feel like all of my advice is just worthless at this point. That's what I feel like. Uncomfortable when I walk into a room. Yeah. Oh man, I get that. Soups and Mechanicum. Yeah, Mechanicum would be cool. Yeah. I mean, that's the fun of the game, though, right? It's like casual, and if for some reason, you know, the Sisters of Silence are really oppressive to like Thousand Sons specifically, like, communicate with your opponent, right? Tell them like, hey, I'm not having a lot of fun, you know, because I feel like I can't do what my army's made to do. You know, like, can we try a game without the Sister of the Silence? Like, if I win, I win. If I lose, you know, you can go back to playing them, or we can change things up or something. Like, that's the biggest thing about these games. Any game you guys play, like, communicate with your opponent. Yes, I am really excited for Saturnine. So, the box itself, like, I could take or leave the Saturnine Terminators and the Saturnine Dreadnought. The new Centurion looks baller. Like, that's going to be a fun mini. The Mark II Marines look incredible, which I never thought I'd say. I always hated Mark II, but GW made them look good with their update. The turret looks really cool and unique, and, you know, defensive weapons are fun, especially in, like, Apocalypse and stuff, I think, which me and Zen are going to be playing eventually here. We're going to be doing some massive games. It's going to be great. But it's the rules. Like, I am desperate to see, like, what all the new rules are, you know, how they change the game, and how everything is different. It looks like man, guys, I have so many opinions on this. So many, man. People had the craziest, like, hot takes on this and everything, and it looks like they're making the game more granular. So people were worried that they were turning the game into 10th edition, like 10th edition 40k, and I think we can pretty confidently say they aren't, just based on the limited things we see. There's a couple things that I really want to know before I form, like, a definite opinion. Obviously, you know, like, knowing the rules of the game would be great. Yeah, they're not doing the simplified, not simple. Like, they added 4 more stats to every single mini in the game. You know, like, I personally, you know, like, a lot of people play this game for, like, pure nostalgia, right? So I understand when they take a stat like leadership that's so fundamental to that, you know, 3rd edition through 8th or 7th edition gameplay. They take that and they change it. I understand people being apprehensive, and if people don't like it, you know, that's fine. That's, you know, that's what people have the right to choose, you know, what they want to play and like, right?
I believe every day's a good day when you paint.
Yeah, it's what 40k? Yeah, what 11th edition needs? Yeah, I would think so, but I don't know. The 40k team doesn't seem like they can do granular either with the rules. John Lockridge, thank you so much for the sub, man. Thank you. But for me, okay, Thousand Suns player here, having a separate stat for psychic powers bodes really well. I love that. You know, hopefully no more night fighting makes my troops scared kind of nonsense, because I did not like that. I did not like being scared of the dark and it means I can't cast my powers as well. You know, I like the idea of, you know, like, intelligence tests for things, and, you know, you don't have to, like, make a weird workaround to make it make sense. I understand that when people are putting 60, 70 minis on the board, like, you have to streamline things, and I think they're going against that philosophy a little bit. Like, the game's probably going to slow down. But man, I like having the expanded stats for leadership. It works for me. They are weird. Yeah, they are weird in a mass game like that. I agree. I never played Rogue Traders, so they're all new to me. But my understanding is they're a Necromunda. So if people play Necromunda, they'll be familiar with those stats and how they work and everything. I have a feeling that most of those stats will never be used by most of the minis in the game. So So you have a willpower stat, and that's focused around psychic powers. Now, I'm, playing Thousand Suns, most of my units will probably use that. Maybe my opponent's army will use it more when they're playing against me. But, most units are never going to use their cool stat in a game. So, like, that doesn't really come into effect. Most units might never use an intelligence stat. What is it? There's willpower, intelligence, cool, and leadership. Is that the 4? Tied to objectives, interaction with terrain and scenarios, and they very well could be here as well. But yeah, that's interesting to know. I didn't know that with Necromunda. What Primarch has the highest cool stat? That's not going to start any fights at all, Bicycle Fish, asking that question. I think... Oh man, okay. If we're talking cool as in, like, the cat's pajamas, that's going to be more up for debate. And I'm not going to get into that. If we're talking cool as in level-headed, I'm going to say... Well, Ferrus Manus's head is pretty level because it was sliced cleanly off. So that probably gives it a lot more level-headedness. But I would say... for a cool stat... probably Rogaldorn for a cool stat, but I think it's more, to me it's like Rogaldorn seems more like a I don't know. No, yeah, he'd probably be the one. Him or Guilliman, but Guilliman would be like naturally high in all of those stats. That would be Guilliman. Like, Guilliman would be focused around all these cool leadership stats, right? High intelligence, high cool, high, like, leadership and willpower and stuff. Like, that would be Guilliman. Then the Pain Gloves exist. Yeah. I mean, he even gives himself the like, high and tight haircut. Like, that's how level-headed he is. But yeah. Shiny Mew Paints, how you doing? What are we saying? So Misfit says Sanguinius. Yeah, because like you think a lot of the Primarchs are seriously like hotheads, right? Like, he flies off the handle a lot. Okay. Also thinking like in a battlefield situation, right? Angels for the new box. Oh, nice. That's cool. That's very cool. We're just doing some random... I don't know if this is helping or making progress or not. I just... getting myself into painting again, I guess. Work as a Votann. Built some Grimnir and his drones and the Ancestor's Wrath. Nice. The Grimnir model is cool, but man, did I hate painting all those drones. Is there a Primarch that doesn't fly off the handle? It's probably Guilliman. Guilliman's probably the only one that doesn't fly off the handle at people. And just like whoopsie daisy, I killed somebody. The green stuff. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah, Vulcan. Okay. I feel like calling Vulcan cool would be, like, insulting to him. Also, didn't Vulcan literally burn a bunch of Eldar children to death? I mean, that's like nothing in the grand scheme of 40k or what any of the other Primarchs did, but... Racinos, they don't count. With a controller, because it's so bad using a controller. Yeah, I got a big ego about me playing PlateUp on your Stream Blue, and then I played at my brother-in-law's house, and they have it on Xbox. I'm like, yeah, I'll play PlateUp with you. I'm pretty good at this game. Oh yeah, we can play. We can franchise. It'll be all good. And I'm playing with an Xbox controller, and I am horrible at the game. But like your little character like slides around and stuff, and I don't know how to like compensate for that with a controller. The accuracy is really bad, yeah. Magnus does pre-shattering. Yeah, Magnus does like destroy a whole planet of people because he met a demon, but they were also like trying to kill his legion and everything, so maybe that's not, yeah, it's not the best. It's not really an example of losing as cool though, right? The Emperor didn't make him to be chill and friendly, that's true. It is very true. Mistakes were made, yeah, no cool was lost. Yeah, it was a very, very calculated decision. I want Thousand Sons to be able to take allies in this edition. They weren't in second edition. Or at least no, like, Sworn Brother allies, which is stupid. Because they had plenty of, like, close friends. There's different levels of allies in second edition, so there's like a chart. Yeah, and Thousand Sons are the only legion with no close allies. Everybody else has at least one legion that they're really close with, and they like benefit from rules, and there's like interactions that benefit them and stuff. And Thousand Sons are the one they don't benefit from any of them. Yeah. Yeah, they're super cool with Blood Angels, with White Scars, like pre-Heresy, and they're not even Solar Auxilia are like Sworn Brothers with them. So, you know, the Prospering Spire Guard apparently don't trust the Thousand Sons, which, I mean, they are just like the batteries for them in game, but still, like, yeah, the rules are pretty messed up. 2.0 seemed really rushed. I think what we're gonna see, yeah, they did work with Space Wolves a lot, but they didn't like each other. Magnus really liked Leman Russ. Leman Russ didn't seem to like Magnus very much. But, you know, he's scared of people who can read, so... but yeah, I think we're gonna see... people are gonna realize that 2.0 was not great. It was pretty poorly written overall. P3 paints. I believe Crucial Blue was just painting with P3 paints Friday night, if I'm not mistaken. I have never used P3, but he might have some experience with that. Yeah. Well, he's your man. Okay. Did not like Magnus. If the Alfares book was anything to go by, yeah, not like not like Alfares is one to trust. That's true, but some ivory out here. know what? No. Before we're gonna go over another pass with this khaki. I want to get a good layer of this khaki actually. I do the damp brush thing. This color. Yeah, that's true. Alfaris is probably the cool one. Yeah. One who doesn't fly off the handle. Much thinning do they require? Yeah. P3 seems to be, seems to be growing. Good for them. I actually, me and my son and I traveled out of state. We went to visit my parents. And, a lovely 8 or so hour drive. And, I took some time and we listened to an audiobook, and I believe it was, oh man, is it Tales of Heresy maybe? And there's a story about Little Horus is one of the stories, and it was really good. And honestly, it kind of made the Iron Hands look a little cooler. But it was talking a lot about Shadrach Medusan, which is just a name, but it was like his lieutenant was a guy that showed up, and he was pretty cool. Yeah, it's one of the short stories, one of the like anthology books. There was another story we listened to, and my son was listening to me with this, and he was super excited to listen to it. There was a story about Dark Angels and Lionel Johnson, and he ends up fighting Conrad Kurz. Well, it was Lionel Johnson and Corswain and another dude called Alaho. And they end up fighting Kurz and what's his face? His first lieutenant, or first captain. Yes, it wasn't Shadrach who cut off his face. It was Shadrach's like lieutenant guy. It wasn't even Shadrach Medusan, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, just up and slices his face off. Crimson King for an audiobook? The Emperor's Gift? Oh, cool. Alright. Always wolves in my wizard. Yeah, seriously. Always. You know, Crimson, I haven't read Crimson King, but yeah, there's the Space Wolf psyker dude that's like hunting down Magnus, right? Isn't that what that's about? Oh, that guy's the worst. Emperor's Gift is a Grey Knights novel. That's cool. Yeah, okay, so we listened to the one about the Dark Angels and the Lion first, and it's him fighting his war against Conrad Kurz. They finally meet, you know, and they're you know, talking. They go off by themselves to talk and like leave their captains to talk. It's weird. It's like the adults are going to go over here and talk so you guys can't hear us, and then they chat for a while the all the captains, the Night Lord and the Dark Angels captains, like taunt each other and stuff. And so they're doing all of that, and my son just like, he just cuts out, like he doesn't care to listen to this book. It's just men with gravelly voices talking the whole time, and he's like, this isn't cool at all. As soon as he like puts on his headphones to do something else, all the fighting starts, like all hell breaks loose. And it was a White Scar. That's right, Melee Games. Yeah, it was a White Scar. So little Horus kills the Iron Hands guy, and then this White Scar dude comes out and just slices off the front of his face. Yep. Yeah, that's what it was. Melee Games got it. Yep. And it's Hanzo, I think is his name. Hanzo, that's the guy. Yeah, it was an ambush for Horus, but Horus didn't show up, and so he's like, we're gonna do the next best thing, and he sliced his face off. Hanzo, yeah. When I think of Hanzo, I think of Hattori Hanzo, and I think of Kubo and the Two Strings, the Beetle Warrior. Yeah, can't get big Horus, you gotta settle for little Horus. It's kind of weird when you put it like that. Yeah, the Assassins. I read that book. That book bored me into stopping, stopping reading the entire series back in the day. No, okay. There's a Hanzo that is in Iron Warriors, right? That's an Iron Warriors dude. Might be thinking of a different Hanzo, or maybe his name is pronounced like Hanzo or something, pronounced differently. Yeah, it did. It drew on. It was kind of dumb though, cause like, I get it. You want books about different characters and stuff. Like that's cool, but like, everybody knew where it was gonna go, and like they didn't even get close to Horus. Spoiler alert for a 15-year-old book, guys. Um, but yeah, they don't even get anywhere near him. Like I was kind of hoping they'd have like a confrontation or something, and it just doesn't happen. Hansu? Is it Hansu? Hansao? Something. Yeah, he's got a mini now. Shadrach, Medusan, and the Hanso guy have minis. Don't do it, dude. Don't. She's trolling you. I'm not making any comments about that. There was a chapter with a cow print. That was the Second Legion, dude. The Emperor wasn't having that. Tor's the best I could do. With Thunderhawks, they almost killed the two of them? That's crazy. Not raise a Space Wolf player. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Can't do it. there was is it Heresy Era, I believe is the name of the channel, that do insanely cool battle reports. They released a new one, and it was a Shattered Legions battle report, and they had Iron Hands in there, and with it was Shadrach Medusan, I think. It was like one of his stories that they have, and it was pretty awesome actually, because they did Shattered Legions, and it was Raven Guard, Salamanders, and Iron Hands against Sons of Horus. And he did like Pride of the Legion, Shattered Legion, so it was like a bunch of veteran squads and stuff. Warhammer was 12 and I was obsessed with Warhammer. Yeah, you did. You definitely dodged a bullet. Hino Khan. Is that the guy? Okay, alright, sorry Melee Game. Okay, Hino, okay. I was thinking of Kubo and the Two Strings. That's what I had in my mind when I'm thinking of this dude. Yeah, Luna Wolves are boring. Yeah. Is it Hebo? Hebo. Okay. Dang. It's way off. Can't be over soon enough. Oh, no. Why do you have to be so boring, Ferris? Black, they'd be black and like weird pale green. Yeah. No, they turn into the like seafoam green when they become the Sons of Horus. And then I think as the heresy goes on, they add more and more black into their armor. And then when Horus dies, they just become the Black Legion. Hattori Hanzo. Yeah. It's the guy. Dang it. Okay, it's the guy in Kill. Who's the stinking Beetle Knight in Kubo and the Two Strings? Hanzo. It's Hanzo. Yep. I did not buy Nine Kings yet. No, I haven't. I've been playing other games with my free time and just have been enjoying that. But Paint Mark II is pre-par Mark. Yeah. Yep. Only info on a few of the color schemes. Yeah, not all of them change their colors though, I think is the idea. But there are quite a few that have their colors mentioned. Like Thousand Suns were white with like blue and gold trim. They're like a weird off-white color. Word Bearers were gray. Iron Hands are probably the same. Were Iron Hands called Iron Hands before Iron Hands took over the Legion? Because that'd be pretty weird. The Salamanders are yellow. I'm excited to paint up Mark II. They're going to take forever to paint compared to Mark VI. GW did. They made a really good choice making Mark VI the poster child for the previous edition to make like a big release out of it, because Mark VI is the easiest to paint. Yeah, the Warhounds. Yeah. I like the World Eaters though. They have a good color scheme. What was the Warhounds color scheme? Knight's Children though? Oh, okay. Crazy. Hey, Raptor. Good morning to you. How you doing, man? Dark gray, dark red. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, okay. They just used a number and no creativity. The 10th Legion, just what they were. The yeah, I kind of want to make, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these squads in this box, because I'm about to get 40 Marines. And I want to make some of them tacticals because I want some tactical Marines, but I want to do some other stuff with some of the other ones. So I was thinking about making a veteran squad, and I know they talk about like, yeah, look at their Legion veterans or whatever, but I mean, it's just tactical Marines with the disintegrators or whatever. But preparation for next week at Big Micro. Oh no, yeah. So you are just moving then, aren't you? You're a Raptor. That's crazy, man. Well, hopefully your week isn't so bad. Hopefully things are going smooth from here on out. Yeah, Raptor's here. Yep. Only one Dutch person at a time allowed in stream. So, good night, Wandering Picked. That's what we do on our Patreon, guys. Wandering Pick stays up super late to chat with us, and then he goes to sleep right when Ear Raptor shows up. Okay, interesting. I don't know anything about that. That is beyond me. So, with these, so we'll have Heresy Rules previews this week, which I'm really excited about. I hope there's a couple things I hope get confirmed this week. I hope that they tell us a little bit of the vehicle rules, because I think one of the biggest hangups for people are vehicles. I think most people I know, especially, well, I think just about everybody in the Heresy community, do not like how modern 40k handles vehicles, especially when it comes to line of sight and damage. People like the damage table, they like the armor values, and they like facings, weapon facings. Like how you place your tank matters, which way it's facing matters. People like that. That's one of the biggest things I think is going to drive people away if they take that away. And I think that's one of the things I'm most apprehensive about, and I want to know more than anything else is, how are the vehicles? The Iron Hands were Stormwalkers. Oh, okay, man, that's a way cooler name. Instead, they named their name like 100% like their Primarch's name. Yeah, Star Laser. I think it should matter. Yeah, I agree. If I were to guess at this point, because I know weapons are getting damage values, I don't think the damage... Guys, I have so many opinions on this, and I'm sure I will be sharing them throughout this week. And maybe I need to chat with Zen and just film a little podcast episode and just rant about what I want the rules to be. But a couple things I don't want as far as damage goes for weapons. I don't want random damage. I don't want there to be damage D6 weapons. Absolutely do not want that. I want it to be flat values. I think flat values is better, especially when they're adding in a ton of new stats into the game and new phases and like whole challenge things. Like, let's not waste time doing random damage stats. That's ridiculous. I think vehicles, I think they can retain their armor values. I think they can retain the facings and everything. And I think what will happen is hull points will become wounds, and the damage of the weapon will do that many damage to a vehicle if it glances or penetrates. And I'm not sure how, like, if it, I imagine, okay, I don't know, Zen. Maybe tomorrow, dude. Maybe tomorrow we can do one if you're available. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just home with the boy tomorrow. I have I have stuff to do, but make it work. The boy, yeah, the child. Yeah, so I think what they'll do is they'll basically just increase the wounds on vehicles, and like hull points will be a much more significant thing. I can see the transfers could be multi-legion. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yep. I could see, like, on a glance, you just wound the vehicle with the damage that's stated on your weapon, and on a pin, you do the damage table. You roll on the damage table to do the extra damage. I could see all of that happening. And I think they would kind of get best of both worlds. Multi-damage weapons are really good to counter stuff like dreadnoughts. And maybe necessary if dreadnoughts, which dreadnoughts probably just get like a huge nerf or something, I don't know. It might not be any good in the new edition, but yeah, and we'll see. Did they talk about the transfer sheets on the Warhammer community website already? It's the what's in the box. Zoom in. Hold on. Let's see if they. Yeah, to be fair, a lot of starter set stuff isn't good in the game. Not Heresy, like the set in Horus Heresy like 2.0 was incredible because everything like worked well. Cataphracti are amazing. You know, characters are amazing in a blank slate. Tactical Marines are amazing. Contemptor Dreads were broken. The Spartan assault tank is incredible. Like, everything in that set was good. But when you go to like 10th edition 40k or 9th edition 40k or 8th edition, you know, any edition 40k, starter set units normally in those games are for the most part not units that you would typically just field. And what'll happen is with like 10th edition is, you know, there's like the waxing and waning of units and balance and everything, and so like sometimes some of the units in there will be good and then sometimes they won't be, but it's never at a point where it's like, man, this whole box is just great. So I don't know, something is going to be bad in the game and something is going to be good, and that's, you know, that's how the game's going to work. I just hope that it's not. I hope that it's well thought through, which is probably too much to ask. And I hope people are having fun with it. I hope there's ways to make cool lists and follow cool themes and do cool things with your army and have cool moments and, you know, play the game I want to play. Okay, I don't even know if I'm liking this stone pattern here. Mordecai starter set units suck. Yeah, yep. Blade Guard are the meta right now. Yeah, Blade Guard and Judiciaries are amazing now, and Blade Guard. Blade Guard were the Primaris Marines that actually got me interested in Primaris. So if they're good, I'm happy, because is pretty cool. So, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, went little family trip, went to visit my parents out of state. Just me and my son, because my wife is still in school. Her school is still in session or whatever. But so we drove down. We spent four nights there, I think. Come home. We're home for a few days, and then my son went and stayed the night at his cousin's house, and he loves his cousins. So they're all really close. They're close in age, and they're like really good friends and everything, which is great. They're always excited to see each other. It's awesome. So he stayed there Friday, and my wife and I are on our way to go pick him up on Saturday, and we get a phone call from my sister-in-law saying the kids are asking if he can stay another night. And we're just like, oh, okay, alright, whatever. So he stayed a second night. So this kid, since he's been on summer break for a week and a half, he's been home like 3 nights. Which is pretty awesome. I hope he's enjoying himself. It seems like he is, so it's about, you got the time, you take it and everything, yeah. But we'll see how tired this kid is. We got home from my parents, he slept in until like 9 o'clock in the morning. It was incredible. Kid, he wakes up at 6:30 is like his sleeping in, and he slept until 9 o'clock. It was amazing. I think I'm going to end up washing this down and doing more dry brushing on it. I know the basing on Zen's Night Lords is normally, it's a lot more yellow than this. So I want to bring out kind of the very kind of yellow sand. It could be, but I'm just here dry brushing for an hour and a half or whatever. Yeah, I'm not going to use it. I refuse. I don't even know where the color is. I could have swore you guys were going to make me paint my fingernails in pale sand. I thought that was what it was going to be. Maybe, let's see. You could do it now. No, I'm not going to do that now. Sorry. I have this awesome thing to show you guys. Look at this. Look at this. It's a Bob Ross energy drink. Prussian blue raspberry. Isn't that adorable? I thought that was funny. Yep. I need a pipette. Where's burnt sienna? Oh. What would that flavor be? Burnt sienna coffee? I don't know. Okay, gonna let's see if I can't ruin everything here. Okay, just big crappy brush here. Using Agoros Dunes. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep it on the on just the actual sand itself. That's a point. Horse heresy list based on what I could bring. Okay, sweet. Sweet. Oh no. What is it, a 720? A pack 720 like Magnarak or what? I thought the 720 was made to fit as a carry-on. I thought that was like one of their like selling points for it. It could be a different size though. I could just be mistaken. It's a 432. Okay, okay. That should be fine then. Narrow, kind of tall. That might be the one. It's just gonna be sketchy because you're gonna like turn it on its side and stuff, right? So you just gotta be hope your magnets hold it really well. I still have to make my list. Little Paint Pot's coming to my neck of the woods, guys. We're gonna play some Heresy this week. Okay. Alright. We got some sandiness on there. We haven't played 40k in decades, so no. It's fine. Yeah, we'll run through it. We might not get through a whole game. If that's alright with you, but try to help you out. I forget a lot of rules too. I know my army rules really well, but yeah, we can walk through it. Be fine. Contrast paint really doesn't like this sand, or likes it too much, I guess. We're just soaking down into it. What are you painting for him? Oh, a Malifaux Mini. Okay. Right. The key to shipping minis is you got to give them a little bit of wiggle room. So, you know, you wrap them like lightly in bubble wrap. You could put a lot of bubble wrap around them, but just keep it lightly wrapped. Don't put pressure on it. When you get the bubble wrap in the box, make sure there's just a tiny bit of room for that like bubble wrapped mini to move around. You got to give it some breathing room, because you have to have space for the cardboard box to be able to give and not crush everything. If you pack things in too tight, it'll destroy your mini immediately when the box gets put under a bit of pressure. +1 strength when shooting at vehicles, dreads, and forts. Okay. I'll look up the reaction here. I'll make sure I understand it. I almost never use my advanced reaction because garbage. I have to take a psychic test to use it. You bought a Psyker? Oh, nice. What mini did you get? Oh, you brought one. Oh, okay. Oh, that's gonna be... Oh, no, that's gonna be bad for me. Did you bring a librarian? Give it the... if you bring a librarian, make sure it has the... was it the psychic code or whatever? And, like, shuts down my whole army. You know, I was going to ask you, Spill Paint Pot, what are some minis you want to play against? Is there anything you want to see on the board across from you? Oh, it's the Esoterist. Okay. Did you take demons to summon with him, or are you just using them to throw darts or whatever? Either way, I'm gonna make sure I kill that dude. One faction's allowed to have psychers. We'll Salt 12 for the first. Yeah, yeah. The void darts are really good though. They're really good power or weapon. Vegetable snack consumption choice from across the house. Oh no. Alright. See ya, Blue. Have a good one, man. Hopefully I'll see you on Tuesday. Should be. It's cool. If you can, it's alright. I understand.
I believe every day's a good day when you paint.
Hey, Tuvon, what's up, man? And thank you so much for the sub. 16 months is crazy. Also, happy Bob Ross energy drink. Look at that. It's got his face and everything. In honor of the subscriber notification. If I knew I could reliably get those, that'd be a fun thing to like. I'd take a drink of the energy drink every time someone subs with the Bob Ross thing. Destroy my heart, but you know, I'd make a few dollars out of it, so it'd be worth it, right? Girlfriend survived her first doubles trial. Congrats. You guys play together? Ring? It's hodgepodge listed. A lot of this is going to be my 40k Iron Warriors built in 30k. Switch a lot of the... Oh, gotcha. You put in the effort. Alright, alright. That's cool. I'll try to bring a little mix of things. I was trying to think of stuff, and you know, I have like one mini I haven't used yet. So I'm making sure I bring my little Vindicator, like Laser Destroyer Vindicator. But otherwise I was like, man, I don't want to bring stuff that's like super good. And I like bringing tanks. Tanks are fun to bring on the board. And I know, yeah, I guess you do better in the tanks. So maybe I'll bring some armor. Tanks are just fun to put on the board, and it makes the game go by quicker. So meching about. That's right, yeah, because she had her mech list, right? The Dread Mob, is that what it's called? Oh, excuse me. I'm tired, guys. Your team's dropped as the day went, so you got the smoking boots awards. No. Get these poor little Canicum or Solar Ox dudes. I don't know what these... Maybe they're Solar Ox. It's got some weird armor, but... Yeah, now that they're primed... do look more like Auxilia. If they are Auxilia, I'm going to paint these as the Prospering Spire Guard. That's what I'm going to do for so Zendral can have more dead Thousand Suns minis. Maybe that's what I'll do anyway. I think they're close enough. The Solar Ox, we have to look it up. Yeah, and it gives me an excuse to paint more Solar or more Prospering Spire Guard because they're cool. Lots of destroyers and raids. That's cool. That's cool. Zen, I was the story I was reading with the duel between the Lion and Kurz. Kurz beat the Lion in a straight up duel. Oh wow, okay, yeah, you had a crazy list. Yeah, Kurz was mortally wounded, but the fight was interrupted. It was Corswain came in and stuck a sword through his spine. But yeah, Kurz was winning. He was choking the Lion to death. I don't even remember how they I can't. There's something happened, but it was, you know, they were fighting and the lion's like, huh, this is easy, huh, huh, huh. Super easy. Look at this guy. He's no good in a fight. I'm better. And then all of a sudden he's on his back, like getting strangled to death by curs. So, not what I expected. Especially since the lion's supposed to be like the best duelist of all the Primarchs. Hey, Family Fantasy RPG, how you doing? How have you been? Oh, okay. The Night Lord just scattered to the wind, yeah. To revenge on Kurz, you forgot this is still a hammer. Yeah, yeah. That's when like Kurz is like torturing him or whatever, right? Star Laser. Is that when they scatter? Okay, I didn't realize that was the point, because that was just like a short story I read, and it was great. It was a cool story. Um, Corswain seems cool. He gets messed up by what's his name, Sevatar. He also battled both of them at the same time. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Dude's kind of a beast. Dallas Cowboys kill team. Nice. Oh, hey, I get it. I get it. All right. Wait, so are they Tau or are they Orcs? Or are they both? Oh, Pathfinders. Okay, sweet. Cowboys colors. That makes sense. Yeah. I actually really like this, the way this, was it Agoros Dunes looks on these colors. A lot more work I want to do on that. I'm not quite sure where to go from here. I think Vulcan will return. Yeah. I think he will. Yeah, that'll be a thing. I still think Leman Russ is the next Primarch coming. I think he is. Can you guys believe that the Chaos Knights Codex is coming next? The poor Imperial Knights keep getting shafted with their release lineup. They'll probably be next week or something, but still. It's crazy. What else? What else we doing? I don't know if there's anything else I want to do tonight. With Leman Rust, all glory to Vulcan. Yeah, Vulcan's way cooler. Yeah, I agree with that. Man, all those guys, all those Heresy minis, we haven't even talked about all those minis announced. The Mark II Assault Marines, the Breachers, the Rapier laser batteries, or the Rapier batteries, or whatever, the Fellblade. You guys are going to see 1,000 Suns Fellblade. It's going to happen. It's going to be in plastic, and it's not going to have the weird bolt responses. Yeah, I don't even know what a Fellblade does in the current rules. They said it'll like kill a Titan or whatever, but let's see. Let me see if I can bring up a Fellblade here. War Detachment, 1,000 Suns, Lord of War, Legion. Oh, it's just Fellblade. Okay, not Legion, Fellblade. What's its big gun? It's a accelerator autocannon is what it's called. Oh, it's okay. It's not great. Yeah, okay, it's got variety. It's all right. It's got like an AP version that only has one shot, which is weird, and then it has an anti-infantry version that's good. It's a 7-inch blast that'll kill like tacticals real easy. But who plays Thousand Suns while painting all the sorcerer characters in heresy colors? He's not rolling it out. Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to paint more Thousand Suns. I don't have any Thousand Suns to paint, guys. What I need to do next to my Thousand Suns is paint heavy weapons for my heavy weapon squad, because I painted their bodies, but I haven't painted any weapons for them that are magnetized to them. That's my next big thing to do with them, but I think I'll just try to get some done in June and then just call it there, I guess. Um, yeah, I am too. I don't think I'm long for a stream, honestly. But yeah, Zen, I'm gonna send you a message, and we'll try to find a time tomorrow, and I'm gonna work on a time where we can film maybe just or record just like a half-hour little podcast and talk about some stuff. Maybe talk about the rules that are announced and go from there or something. Yeah, guys, it's a crazy week. I do have no, I opened up my new monument paints. I still haven't got caps for everything. Ran out of caps, ran out of flip tops. I reorganized all my paint shelves. If my voice sounds echoey, it's because I had to take sound panels down, but they're gonna go back up soon. Yeah, yeah, crazy. Just crazy stuff going on all around. Yeah, I'm gonna be painting Kurz this week. I'll be on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so I will be on all 3 days. Be painting Kurz. We're gonna try to finish Conrad Kurz, and then I'm immediately gonna go into painting Perturabo. So we have Forge World Perturabo to paint. So that's what we're gonna be working on, and that should be cool. I don't know. He's standing on top of a dead knight, so it's kind of a crazy miniature, but it'll be another fun experience. That'll be Forge World Primarch number 4, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, we'll be continuing on with that, all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, more painting. Hopefully, I'll get something. I don't know. I might get something of my own painted off hours or something. We'll see. But I think I'm gonna call it, guys. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep. So yeah, look for me on Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll do the normal hours, and we'll be back to painting Kurz. And yeah, that'll be the plan. We'll continue on the mini. Yeah, thank you, Misfit. Yeah, I will do my best to get some good rest. And yeah, we will be doing. Okay, I'm gonna remember Patreon Hangout on Wednesday night. We'll still do Patreon Hangout on Wednesday night. So do that. Alan, oh thanks, man. Thanks for turning on the notifications. Yeah, hey man, 10 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday I'll be on. So yeah, you guys have a wonderful evening and a great Monday, and I will see you all Tuesday. Good night, everybody.